spoilers ahead for Venom 2018. A failed reporter is bonded with an alien entity, one of many symbiotes who invaded Earth. I don't think they invaded Earth. They were snatched from wherever they were.
No, they were invading. They literally, like, they were out there just, like, waiting. Like, they don't really explain it.
Yeah.
But, like, the aliens knew they were coming back to Earth on purpose with the plan of getting another rocket. Because, like, they say they're going to get millions of Venoms to come back down. Which, if you bring back 1 million Venoms, that they're still outnumbered 7,000 to 1.
Yeah.
There are 7 billion people.
They have to test on 7,000 to bond with the right person. Just dispose of them.
Yeah, I don't really know, like, how that invasion happens when most people can't hold a host. But, like, when they're not in that lab, they seem to do okay. Like, you don't, like, because Venom and Riot? Yeah, Venom and Riot, which is, do you think, are there 7 million, like, aliens all with, like, an equally cringy name? Or is it like, it is I, Venom, Gallery Bob, like John, Steve, Tony, they have Venom, Carnage, Insecticide, or whatever the fuck the other name is. Is there no, like, is Venom like Steve up there? Venom, yes. Oh no, I'm sorry, other Venom.
I want to say that each of them have a weird name, if
like,
memory serves.
Or did they choose it on the way down? Were they like in range of, like, okay, we need like an English name now so we can talk to each other in English while we're fighting amongst each other. Like, if these two are in the room alone, are they going to talk in English? They don't even have an accent. These are American aliens. This is some.
Speaking of accents, what type of accent is Tom Hardy trying to pull off in this movie? Because it does not work.
It's a concussion accent. He sounds like an MMA fighter that's lost 9 times. Man, we really tried to get out there and, find the secret documents.
Yep.
That's a terrible Tom Hardy impression, but I haven't taken enough blows to the head to really pull it off.
I'll read you a couple of the known symbiotes in the Marvel universe. Toxin, who I'll get to that later. Sleeper, Scream, Scorn, Riot, Pork Grind.
Wait, pork?
Pork Grind?
Pork Grind.
Oh, it's a pig. Phage, Payback, Mayhem, Marcus. Oh, there you go. There's a Marcus. They all kind of go on like that, except for Marcus. And then there's one called Big Mother.
Wait, so are the Venoms gendered? Because when Venom was in the Girlfriend, there was some titties going on there.
He was still a guy, so the symbiote can be male or female, and then it takes the shape of the vague shape, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, because the Venom was pretty human woman shaped, but, like, the Venom wasn't really dude shaped. It was like cartoon shaped. Like, Venom is not like a shape that a person comes.
It was like Brock Lesnar shaped.
No, Brock Lesnar isn't built like that. That thing was shaped like Johnny Bravo.
Yeah. Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
I'm gonna invade the world.
In the comic books, that is the size of Eddie Brock. It takes shape to his skin. It's the size of him, but Eddie Brock in the comic books and in the cartoon is a big hulking freak.
Wait,
he's Brock Lesnar essentially. Oh yeah.
Wait, so there's an investigative reporter running around looking like the Mountain?
Yeah, that's why when he's
of all the times that The Rock should have been in a movie.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Why not? It would have been perfect.
Absolutely
The Rock could have played this so much better than Eddie
Frazier,
whatever his
fuck his name is. Do you smell what The Brock is cooking? Fuck you, Dwayne.
Or
please no.
Or maybe John. Wait, you don't think, like, The Rock is a good actor? I mean, when he's in a good movie, he's really good, I think.
Yeah, but
he does anything. If you show up with money and something vaguely outdoorsy, he's in. I keep on forgetting the guy's names. Not Eddie. I want to call him Eddie Bravo. Brad Hardy. Ed Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Tom Hardy. I mean, you could have replaced him with Adam Sandler. The movie would have been just as good.
not anyone could just be Venom. They put fucking Topher Grace from that 70s show as Venom. So this is a clear upgrade.
Okay, so I don't really understand why the person that Venom inhabits is a bodybuilder in the comic book world.
That's why he does freelance photography, because the rest of the time he's in the weight room.
I mean, is in the comic book world just 80% of people just absolutely jacked? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was very distracted by the reason why Venom landed on an investigative reporter who just happened to have a beef with the person who brought them to the planet and is feeding homeless people to them.
Yeah, the only reason he gets bonded with Eddie is because Eddie goes to break into the facility, finds the homeless girl that he, like we see earlier on in the movie, and then it transfers to him, and it's like, oh, I guess we bond.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of set it up in the movie by having him meet Venom in the building. So they kind of do in Run Around. Is that how it happens in the comic book? Like he's chasing down the bad guy with his investigativeness?
No, in the comic books, actually, Spider-Man has the Venom symbiote first,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay, that was actually a question I was wondering about. That
yeah,
I was wondering, like, is Spider-Man in this? Is Spider-Man in the movie universe?
no,
Okay, is there is there like a series of Venom comics where Spider-Man isn't involved?
yeah, there's a full, like, there's currently a Venom comic. It's one of the only American comic books worth reading. There's currently one going on,
And on
but
that one, Venom just kind
typically
of
those.
shows up without like
Oh no,
jumping on Spider-Man's back.
Venom's the main attraction.
No, but I mean, like in that series,
Mm-hmm.
is Spider-Man like in episode one, doing show tunes?
No, in that series, Venom already exists,
Mhm.
and Spider-Man's off doing other shit.
Okay. So the movie is just changes the origin of Venom entirely because they're like,
Yep.
okay, in this world, Venom just shows up as he wants to.
Yeah, it was originally it was going to be Spider-Man was going to show up in Venom 2. Marvel bought partial rights to this sounds really stupid. Bought
Well, I'm
partial
gonna
rights
say it's
from
because it
Sony.
is dumb, but
Yeah, Sony has the movie rights to Spider-Man, a character owned by Marvel. So Marvel, in order to get Spider-Man into Civil War, had to like make a deal with Sony, which took Spider-Man from the Venom movies, I guess.
oh
So
man,
it put
why not just have Venom also show up? That'd be awesome.
oh god.
Then you could have Venom like inside an Iron Man suit, and I could sit here and point out how dumb that is too. In a world where everyone also has an Iron Man suit, the Green Lantern has an Iron Man suit. Wolverine finally takes a punch without crying.
The only X-Man that needs an Iron Man suit is Charles Xavier because he can't walk, so he could just have one all the time. There's a world something that doesn't make any sense. Why doesn't Tony just build that bald prick a suit? This movie is good in my opinion, but it does something that we were begging for from Shang-Chi and Black Widow. This movie's a little bit slower and a little bit
It's an actual origin movie, is what you're trying to say.
yes, it does what we wanted Shang-Chi to build and Black Widow to build on something, but this sets the table for an entire they knew they were making a second movie when they made this movie.
It sets up an entire series of PG-13 Venom movies. Oh, good. I
Uh,
was worried we would run out of those.
the villain is very weak and forgettable, but he's just a vehicle to bring Venom to Earth and motivate the, I guess,
Well,
heroes in parentheses. But
this is a 2018 movie, right?
yep,
Yeah. So the villain is I don't know why they keep on calling him like what's the name on here?
Carlton Drake.
Yeah, Carlton Drake. I was like, that's a really weird way to pronounce Elon Musk. Now, I mean, here in 2021, he's obviously Jeff Bezos, but
Yeah,
in 2018, it was Elon Musk. A tech guy who has like a bunch of unrelated businesses and is launching spaceships. That's definitely Elon Musk. Also, murdering people in New York with exploding drones. Very, very Elon Musk.
Definitely.
The first Venom we see isn't Venom. It's actually Riot, because I didn't know Venom was part of a race. I just thought it was like the one thing. And then like there's a whole bunch of them. And I didn't know if it was like, I thought it was like, oh, they got like Venom sectioned off, so there's like 1,000 of them or something, but they're never really clear on how many of those things they have. They kill a whole bunch of homeless people. And I thought that the Venoms were dying, or symbiotes were dying when the homeless people died, but like, how big was that fucking spaceship? I mean, those things are a good 2.5 gallons apiece. Like,
I think they were. I think there were 4. Because one escapes, and I think they say they contain the other 3, which I believe, if memory serves, are based on the colors of them. Are 2 others from Separation Anxiety. So, which is a Venom graphic novel from, I don't know, the mid '90s.
Elon Musk like starts, feeding homeless people to them in a conveyor belt style, with like 50 people in the room just being like, I guess so.
Yeah. Oh, he's dead. Grab another homeless.
And but the first one, he gives like this whole speech, because the guy's name is Isaac, so he does like the whole Bible speech, and I'm like, he must have had that speech in his head for like 10 years. And then he's like, you know what? We got to find a homeless guy named Isaac. So there's like 800 people in there, but he wouldn't let them start testing until they found one named Isaac.
He just grabs some guy. He's like, when I ask you if your name's Isaac, you say yes, or you're not getting paid.
You get the advertisement says bonus money for someone named Isaac. So there's like 15 guys named Isaac there.
Yeah.
Your name's Isaac. He's like, yeah, my name's Isaac. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
He starts giving that speech. He's like, oh, I fucked up.
When the shuttle crashes in the cold open, this is all the way back to the beginning. Were they going to obtain the quote specimen, or did that just happen while they were in space?
I am not sure. I think that they leave that vague because they didn't want to make the movie long enough to try and explain it. They're just like, spaceship crashes because of reasons, whatever, let's go.
And there is a mention of John Jameson, who is Jameson, the news reporter's son, who's an astronaut. Does he die? We don't know, but I guess we'll find out at some point. Or not.
Yeah, I think that they were like, they heard the movie was PG-13, so okay, so no violence, and let's not explain the plot at all. The plot might be the thing that notches over the PG-13 rating. So we're just gonna not have one of those. There are only 2 possibilities. One, these aliens are out there, like in space, just floating the fuck around like jellyfish in the sea, and they can't come on Earth until like someone goes up with a bucket and brings them, and then throws them on people. This analogy's falling apart.
Yeah.
And shoves them into their brain to turn out to make us squid people. I brought the analogy back around, saved it. Or like they came to Earth on purpose from somewhere else, but they didn't bring a spaceship that could land them on Earth, which doesn't make any sense at all. Whatever, like this is the space is like 2 places theme, or like you're either in space with Venom or you're on Earth with us. You go past the weather balloon, there's just like a bunch of Venoms just floating out there, like just waiting since the beginning of time.
Yeah,
like they're just up there with like a telescope watching the monkeys evolve. Like, wait for it.
Yeah, I don't really know what the dude's plan was, what Carlton Drake's plan was, because he wants to achieve symbiosis between one of the symbiotes and a random homeless person. Because what happens if he finds someone who achieves it? They're just gonna study him?
I don't think he knew about like no, he did know about the superpowers because like someone walked out of the van leaving like a human-centered hole in it. So I'm pretty sure Carlton Drake would have known about that. So he had to know they had superpowers, and they locked them into a tank that, spoiler alert, Eddie Brock broke with a fire extinguisher. I don't know how much you know about security, but if you can break through it with a thing that's kind of hard, you can get through it with anything: a car, a baseball bat. Like he didn't have like a glass cutter with him.
No,
he just pounded through that thing with the fire extinguisher.
I was just wondering because he wants to bond with one, but how is he going to bond with one if it actually fits perfectly with one of the homeless people he's throwing into this cage? I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that. Well, you see, what happened was they decided that having a coherent plot would make them lose the PG-13 rating. So things just kind of happen.
Right.
So people die until a main character gets one, and then they're fine. Like Venom was able to merge with
Eddie.
with one of the first four people. No, not Venom. Riot was able to merge with one of the first four people he met, and then like an Asian woman for like a year or whatever, and then like a little girl who just walked into a highly secure building by herself.
Oh yeah, but those weren't supposed to be long term because
Yeah. Well,
it
homeless
like
people died
very
faster
quick.
than an avocado goes bad. And then like they were just wandering around and shit. Like Venom was in that dog for a couple minutes at least, right? I mean, and
This
it's got to take like a half hour to drive out into the woods from New York, right? Like that's a
yeah,
long trip to go upstate, isn't it?
from New York City to upstate,
I'm
five
assuming like
five
because they were in a
hours.
skyscraper, so like they don't just have those out in the middle of nowhere, do they?
Oh, it takes 4.5, 5 hours to get upstate.
Yeah.
So
So like Venom was in his girlfriend for like a good chunk of change for
mm,
like a long car ride.
yeah.
What do you think that
Oh,
conversation was?
but they're in San Francisco. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I don't know why I thought they were in New York. That's why Spider-Man wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly. I
What
think
music
that
do you think that Venom and the girlfriend listened to while driving out to save Eddie?
something really soft because high pitched sounds would separate them.
I think they were doing like some like old 80s stuff. I think I love you. So what am I so
Sure,
afraid of?
that makes sense. So if you'll indulge me for a moment,
Mhm.
Riot was able to get around because he wasn't uh, trying to suck the life out of the host because he was simply using them for transportation. But
Because he was eating people.
the symbiotes who weren't bonding with the homeless people knew that they weren't going to bond with them, so they just sucked the life out of them. That would be my guess. My
Well, I mean,
semi-educated guess.
Venom was like eating like the organs too, though the organs of Eddie Brock. We never like they never explain why he was doing that, and then he stopped.
The reason he stopped is because he started eating people while they were bonded, so he didn't have to eat the organs of Eddie.
But like they only ate like the head, though. Is it just the
Hmm.
brain?
Yep, the brains are what he needs.
But
Eddie doesn't have
does it
enough
have to be
brains to
human brain?
sustain. What's
Like
that?
how don't like how like is it like based on like how many Pokemon cards the person knows? Like why wouldn't like an animal brain work?
They do. The animal brains do work.
Oh, well then
They're just not as substantial as you could probably imagine. Imagine
yeah.
eating a squirrel brain. It's
I mean,
probably
yeah,
not
but like
much to it.
you can get a bunch of squirrels. I think like a bird brains are actually pretty big compared to how big they are. You could like raise pigeons.
Yeah, just pop them like jelly beans. But birds are a son of a bitch to catch, so you'd probably have to go like
He's Venom.
yeah.
He caught a smoke grenade in mid-flight. I think he can catch a pigeon.
Oh, a pigeon, yeah, but they don't have
Yeah.
brains.
I mean, they could eat like a king. It's got on the beach with like a thing of fries. There's gonna be seagulls everywhere. Seagulls
That's
and
true.
pigeons. He's eating fine.
And everyone's happy.
Could you imagine like going down the beach and just see some dude biting the heads off seagulls?
It'd be Venom and Ozzy Osbourne working
like
together.
like you wouldn't call the police because you're glad the seagulls are going bye-bye, but like you're not going to that beach for a while.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna come back later when there's not someone Ozzy Osbourne get up out there.
Eddie gets before he bonds with Venom, before he breaks into the thing, the facility and everything. He gets fired from his job for asking Carlton Drake questions that he steals from his fiance's laptop.
Yeah,
So let me ask you this.
this nationally famous investigative reporter doesn't really seem to be very good at his job.
And
Also, his girlfriend should know she's dating an investigative reporter with poor impulse control and probably not have a password that's password. I mean, it's a law firm laptop.
they after they have sex, they're laying in bed like fully is like creeped me out. I don't know. They're like fully arm embraced, like breathing into each other's mouths. It was like
Mhm.
who fucking sleeps like that? It's really gross.
Just nose to nose sleeping.
Yeah.
I want to talk about security in the building where he goes and gets Venom.
Uh-huh.
Like, so they have to get past one guard to get into the lab, but then like an alarm goes off and there's like 200 guards like chasing them with a gassed up like 4x4 and a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
But they literally don't have like a second guy inside the building. Like they had enough people to do like a ring around the rosy of the laboratory.
And literally no guards inside the lab where all the shit is. Like the dude that you're referencing is outside the door of the lab, and then nothing inside but the people, the homeless people there, in cages or whatever. Glass.
Yeah, like if one of those symbiotes was like trying to get away, like it would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, one of them did get away, and the whole movie happened because of it.
What did you think about the motorcycle chase?
I like the motorcycle chase. It was definitely dumb because it was like, bring me back my symbiote. Okay, send the exploding drones after him. Wait, what?
And a shitload of like Toyota SUVs, like these fucking.
The real heroes are the human drivers chasing him because holy shit, he does some insane stunts and they stay right on him.
Yep, in SUVs chasing a motorcycle.
Yeah, a motorcycle using like Spider-Man power.
Yeah.
And they're just like keeping up just fine. Like, I mean, the transporter has nothing on these guys. This is like some Fast and Furious like bad guys.
The other big scene was when Eddie's bringing the for some reason. So he gathers all the info, takes photos when he was inside the lab and everything, and just leaves the phone there. Maybe you want to back it up. I don't know. Maybe the cleaning lady will come in and throw it.
It's on the Apple Cloud. It's fine.
Yeah. The other big scene was when they get down to the lobby and they're being ambushed by like all these.
How fast did that SWAT team get there?
SWAT team, yeah.
It's like, okay, so let's go through the timeline. So he walks up to the security guard. Guy tells him to go away. He acts weird. Then he walks out. Then he runs up the side of the building, falls down the side of the building, jumps through the window. Yeah, jumps through the window, writes a note, and then takes the elevator down.
Yeah.
And the SWAT team got there. And in that time, jump, pussy.
Yeah.
But in that time, the SWAT team managed to get in there and set up a perimeter.
Yeah.
But then he literally kills all of them and they don't have anyone else there. There isn't like one dude that like runs away and calls for backup. The last guy fights to the death without calling for backup.
I did like the whole, like he catches a smoke grenade in his hand and then he catches one in his mouth and kind of fades into the smoke. It was like a really cool scene. It was kind of horror-esque, but you're rooting for it'd be like if you were rooting for Michael Myers. It's like this really cool scene. And again, to your point earlier, if this was rated R, this scene would have been fucking all time chopping people down.
Well, so I mean, I'm pretty sure that this was like a Batman beat up scene where like that should have been clearly lethal, but because he's not killing people, they're fine. If you're Batman, you can make a car like go from 65 into a wall. They're fine. They've got an airbag.
This movie suffers a bit from Marvel syndrome. Okay, I've seen Venom 2, and it's kind of the same. But Riot versus Venom towards the end, it's like
a Play-Doh fight.
Yeah, I mean, there were some cool effects and such, but it's like Venom versus bigger Venom. You know what I mean? And Marvel falls into that quite a bit.
I wasn't like. I think like the best scene in the movie was probably the motorcycle chase. Oh no, the apartment scene. Probably apartment scene is the best one.
When he first realizes he has the symbiote.
Don't open the door.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wait, what? And then they just start coming through.
Yeah.
And like with Venom, doing the fight while he's not sure about it, I thought that was the best done part of the movie. Just like stabbing people with like the Venom spike or whatever.
Yeah. He jumps through the window, but you can tell Eddie's trying to stop him from jumping through the window. It's really cool.
Like the ending fight was dumb. It's like, get on the rocket. If I'm Venom, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's get on the rocket. And then the rocket starts to take off. Then I'm just gonna jump out through the wall. Like, enjoy your fucked up rocket, bitch.
Yeah.
And just Venom parachute down and watch that thing go off in the stratosphere. But no, they had a big fight with a Special Forces Venom. Let's see. My last note is female Venom better not awaken anything in me.
There's a guy earlier in the movie that's kind of harassing the Asian lady at the liquor store, kind of making her give him money and shit, and
Yeah.
Venom eats him at the end, which is pretty great.
That was the best part of the trailer and the most disappointing part of the movie. Like, oh, we're just gonna go off screen for this.
Yep.
Like the highlight of that scene is a turd rolling in the wind, which is how I describe the decision to make this a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
A character, his defining feature is biting off human faces. The defining feature is a rated R. This is like a PG porno. It's like, just like the whole thing is just like a girl's face looking all sweaty.
That's actually pretty hot. Actually,
Like,
I'll go with that.
And then like there's like a drawing of like something normal going on.
Right.
Like, it just. I don't understand why this is a Venom movie. Should have been like I mean, how many comic book characters are there? Like literally 1,000?
Oh,
and
so
they
many.
Do one that they can't do because of the rating or whatnot. Like,
when you're ready, I'll tell you why they made it PG-13. Holy shit! What did you think about the Eminem song after when the credits start? Venom Eminem song.
I thought that was pretty cringe.
And mid-credit scene is Maximum Carnage with fucking Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy. I am all in.
Perfect. I'm just not looking forward to it because I know that the big scene will be a disappointment.
Theatrical performance. Do you want to take a wild shot in the dark on how much money this movie made worldwide in the theaters? Venom 2018. Go ahead.
Like,
this was
one of the first movies that did like a really good job of bringing in the Chinese market. So I want to say it was like 750 million probably.
Yeah, so it did 213 million domestic, 640 million international for 853.5 million.
Yep.
Shit.
This PG-13 Venom movie made a lot of money. But it did make less money than what's that guy's name? I'm blanking. Cancer Avocado Guy.
Cancer Avocado Guy?
Deadpool.
Oh.
Didn't Deadpool make like $1 billion or something like that?
Deadpool 1, 784 million.
Damn it.
Deadpool 2, 786 million.
Damn it. So the votes are in.
Venom
shitty
greater than
is
Deadpool.
The one that makes the money. I don't understand why you would want to watch a Venom movie if it's PG-13, but not want to watch it if it's rated R. Like, there's someone out there going, "Oh, I'm only going to watch Venom if it doesn't, have Venom in it."
Little kids, maybe get the kids in there. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is, but it was successful. 409,000 ratings for a 6.7 out of 10. Where do you sit?
Well, yeah, I gave it a 1 because it's 6.7 is too high.
Yeah.
I mean, the casting choice is real questionable. The plot doesn't make any sense. And it's a PG-13 Venom movie. I got to give it like a 5 out of 10, I guess.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I love this movie. I would watch it once a month if I had the time. I love it.
I feel like if you like Venom, you shouldn't like the movie.
Venom is my favorite Marvel character. I love this movie.
That's like if you say, my favorite character is Deadpool, so I'm just gonna watch that X-Men movie over and over again, where like Deadpool is like the guy with the swords coming out of his arms fighting on top of the water tower.
That version of Venom is the Spider-Man 3 Venom. The Deadpool from what was it? X-Men Origins Wolverine is the Spider-Man 3 Venom.
I did enjoy the character arc of Venom.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciated the fact they actually went ahead and put a character arc in a comic book movie. Good job there. It's been a while since someone did that.
Yeah.
Probably 2018 at this point. The character doesn't just show up being a paragon of virtue and competence. They actually, grow and learn a little bit. So that's pretty nice.
Yep, it sets
Everything
the
else
stage
is
for
good,
this
though.
next one. I'm going to
Everything else
be
is
quite surprised, actually, if you don't like the second one. I will be surprised.
It's hard to undercut my expectations at this point.
There you go.
The last
2.
20 minutes was like a light gray Venom monster just taking a steaming dump, I'd be like, well, this is an improvement. I know my negativity of this is because I like the character Venom, but if I want to see a violent character, I want to see some violence, and they literally cut away from it. Like,
I don't know.
that's a big part of action. Is a big part of the action movie. The action was okay, I guess.
The problem I had with it was it's Venom against bigger Venom. Now, just give me some variety on what we're fighting. Like when we do Venom 3, give me something different. Give me
oh God!
I don't know. Make
Venom
him
2 is
fight
against another Venom monster. Oh man, I'm already disappointed there.
Well, it's called Let There Be Carnage.
Word life. This is basic thugonomics.
All right. Well, we're gonna catch you guys next time we're gonna do a movie doubleheader with Venom 2, lots of Venom, and what the hell's the name of the movie? No Time to Die, James Bond's newest movie. So
I'm too busy. He's too busy to die. Got the schedule.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Death will have to make an appointment and get on the waiting list because he's too busy.
And originally I had just started Metroid Dread. I was gonna do a little bit about that, but I'll wait for the next episode when I have more time into it. I've only put about 30 minutes in, but it's fucking fun so far. All right. Well, we will catch you guys later.
Bye.